Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we have another great discussion for you today. The movie of the day is Police Story. It's from 1985, a little bit older, not too ancient yet, but still want to give everyone a spoiler warning.
Yes, spoiler warning for a Jackie Chan movie that's directed by Jackie Chan too.
Yeah,
That was like I was like, whoa, that's cool. To spoil
that
the
tripped me out at
end,
the end. Yeah,
yeah, to see like at the end during the credits, they're rolling the credits, and you end up like you're like, are they like re-showing scenes? But it's like Jackie Chan like directing individuals, like how to do certain stunts and everything.
Mhm.
I was like, that was cool. Like I don't know, like when's the last time we've seen a movie that does that? We're like, oh, we're just gonna go into like highlights of the directing role.
Look what they did to make
Yeah.
this movie.
I feel like this movie, the end of it, uh, my girlfriend next to me, Patty, she was like, "This is like a 1980s movie. Like
It
when you
felt very
think about
80s,
like an action movie, this is it."
yeah. And the fact that they like re they they had an ESPN Sports Center highlight reel of that him sliding down that pole and ripping all those lights off. They just kept replaying it. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, that was the same thing we laughed at. It was like that shot's so good, you have to show it three times.
In different angles, like we got to make sure we get this shot, get it in four different angles, and then we'll just show all four. I'm like, come on, man.
But hey, man, that was a big stunt.
Yeah, especially for 85. Like,
Right? Yeah,
but
that's
is
true.
Jackie Chan the originator of parkour?
I would say
That
I don't know, man. I would say he just like I think there was a scene where he like jumped over a fence. It was
yeah,
like he just looked so like it looked like it
effortless.
was like natural, like nothing.
Yeah, he was climbing on things, jumping over things. I'm like, dude, what?
So maybe
And he
maybe
does all his own stunts
that's our thing. We're gonna like say that he's the father of
of
parkour. We're gonna
parkour.
like go and interview parkour people. Like, do you know Jackie Chan?
Do you know who he is outside of Rush Hour?
I know, right?
Do
They
you
know
think
Chris Tucker more.
when I was watching it, do you think his character in Rush Hour was inspired by this character?
I wonder. I wonder if like someone like who approached two. Like I think we always ask that question, like who approached two, and then
Mhm.
like they were like, we want to make another movie, probably a little Americanized. I don't know if like that's like the thing.
Buddy cop movies, an Asian
Yeah,
guy, a black guy.
that's like American style movie, right? A buddy cop.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
Lethal Weapon,
yeah,
Chips.
and then just like someone like announces like Chris Tucker. Just right, like that.
Wait,
Just
what?
imagine Chris Tucker next to you.
He's like, what?
I can see that where like that's some influence to his character in there.
Yeah,
Huh.
because he's an inspector in Hong Kong in both, right?
Yeah, right. Huh, interesting. I wonder if it's like an ongoing like it's all in the same universe.
They just meet each other in Rush Hour 4. It's like,
Right?
oh shoot, the police story guy.
But let's start it off. What did you
Yeah.
like most about the movie?
Uh, Had a few different things. That opening, I don't know what it is about like bird's eye view shots in movies and like videos that I love. They have like that opening shot is like a bird's eye. Someone's in some skyscraper looking down on some people getting out of a car, and I
Oh,
just
okay.
love those types of shots.
So like almost like yeah, it's almost like you're looking through like the binoculars with them and they're like just like
Yeah,
watching this person.
and
Yeah,
they
that's
just don't
cool.
know. It's a cool shot. So yeah, that was one thing I liked. I loved how action packed it was. Like there was destruction everywhere. There was fights. There was guns firing, and yeah.
Yeah, there
And
was
then
everything.
the phone call scene when he's just in the police station by himself and he just has to answer like a million phones,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Were you the one that got raped?" And they're like, "No." Like, just take Plan B. And it's like, what? I'm not telling my mother that.
Yeah, that was an interesting shot where it's like I like they showed it at the end when like he was like practicing doing all that stuff. It's like I wonder if like how many times did they retake that shot where like they wanted like or Jackie Chan. You think Jackie Chan was like the person that like, no, I need to make that shot better.
Oh,
And
for
no one
sure.
can
If he was
argue
a
with them
director,
because
for sure.
yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah. I in that shot I like that or at the end of it when he's trying to eat the ramen with the pencils.
Oh my
I
God.
was
And then
like,
the eats the
dude,
erasers.
yeah, I was telling Patty next to me, I was like, isn't that bad for the erasers? And then it goes into like he swallows the erasers. I was like, that's exactly what most people like. Jackie Chan was probably thinking that when he was doing it, and then they're like, let's just put it
Let's use it. Forget
in.
it. What about you? What did you like about the movie?
I enjoyed actually to the opening shot that you're talking about, like the looking through the binoculars. I like how they use that to
Hmm.
introduce the characters and most of the characters,
Yeah.
like the bad guys and stuff. Like here's these people and stuff, and then it cuts to like a debriefing that Jackie Chan is like listening to, and it's funny that like it doesn't like immediately show you like Jackie Chan, like this is the guy, like he's just a normal cop just sitting there
Hmm.
and just listening to his debrief and stuff, and so I liked how they kind of like went into that, but honestly, you can't watch this movie and not be like amazed by the choreography, by
Oh yeah.
just Jackie Chan at being Jackie Chan. I think no one nowadays lives up to like you see like Keanu Reeves, like everyone freaks out that like Keanu Reeves is in John Wick
On
and
Tom
like
Cruise too.
Tom Cruise, but they are always enamored by like, oh, John Wick, like he knows how to like shoot the guns, it looks so
Oh yeah.
realistic, but like Jackie Chan's over here like kicking people in the face and everything. I
Yeah.
think at one point I saw a scene, I was like, I don't know where his leg came from, like his leg came up and kicked some dude in the face. I had no clue what the hell was going on. Maybe I had too much beer, but but and to your point at the beginning, Jackie Chan does most of
I think
his
he does all his stunts.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
hey,
nobody does that. Like they go crazy over Tom Cruise doing that now and Keanu Reeves doing that, but like Jackie's been doing
yeah, and at this point, it's funny.
that.
Like Patty next to me was like looking up Jackie Chan, like facts. Like she loved watching Jackie Chan movies when she was younger and stuff. Her father was like really big into like, oh, like let's just watch a movie, and it's like either Jackie Chan or some other movies. And she was looking up. I was like, how old do you think Jackie Chan is during this movie?
Yeah.
Like 1985. But she found out that he was like 30 something years old.
What?
And yeah, so he's in his 30s at this moment.
In 85?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And his she said that his first movie, technically his first movie was he was 8 years old. And then he goes on to be a stunt person in movies. That he was actually on the set for like the Bruce Lee movies.
Oh,
Um
like Enter the Dragon and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
So he was a stunt person on
Wow.
Enter the Dragon or like during these Bruce Lee movies.
Hmm.
And then he goes on to like make his own career out of it.
It's
And they
crazy.
always talk about that like he has a lot of like issues with his body nowadays because of
Yeah.
how physical he was. Like the bus scene, like talking about the beginning
Oh
where
my
he's like hanging
gosh.
off with
Yeah, with a freaking
the
umbrella?
with an umbrella. Like like they show shots where it's like kind of far away. Well, that's Jackie Chan just hanging off the side of that
Oh
bus.
yeah. Well, even some of the crazy stuff he did in Rush Hour.
Oh yeah.
Rolling on the side of a freaking 16 wheeler. Like,
And
come on,
but
dude.
like stuff like that, it was like and the story actually was like pretty engaging. It's like, man,
Yeah.
there was like this douchebag guy that wants to kind of get away with like selling a bunch of drugs and stuff, and it's
Kind of
this rich
blackmail the
guy.
cop.
Yeah, and then, yeah, and then like the cop that kind of like uh goes against his buddies and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Still gets
hey,
murdered.
what was funny is that was the dude that kind of like told the people guarding the bus, right, to like
Hmm.
go and like do like help out the people at the top of the hill at the beginning, right? Isn't that the
Yeah.
guy? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so like little things that carried over into the rest of the story. Like that's pretty like significant. Like if you're like
There
writing the story, like that first scene is like an easy enough thing to like, oh, forget about. Like, oh, it's just like that's
Yeah.
just a random thing. But like, no, it actually turned into something.
There's no way that was a real town that they destroyed in that scene.
Oh man, no, no,
That
definitely
was-
not. That's why it probably looks like a shanty town. Like it
yeah,
was easy enough for them to put that together.
they destroyed it so fast. Like, let's just
but
drive down, let's shoot it up, like let's
but
just
who doesn't
destroy
like a
this town.
movie opening up like that too?
True,
Like you
true.
know that like that set the tone. Like,
Yeah.
all right, this is gonna be a wild ride.
Like it's an
And
unforgettable scene for sure.
oh, definitely. But stuff like that and just like the nuances of like Jackie Chan and him trying to like protect this person. Even though
Oh
like
yeah.
at the beginning, like the whole story is that like she doesn't believe she needs protection because like, oh, she's not gonna talk or anything. We're like, oh, they're not gonna come after her either. But little by little, she finds out
Help
that like, oh, Jackie Chan's actually trying to do his job and everything.
help me out.
Yeah. So but I think overall, no matter what, I think the action sequences are what kind of like come out and like, whoa, this is pretty like good stuff.
Yeah.
Good movie going right here.
Yeah. I had a, there was one question I had as I was watching it. I don't understand how May, like his girlfriend, I don't know how she showed up to places so quickly. Like she would
Yeah,
just pop up. Like even at the mall when they were fighting, like she just popped up. And I'm like, lady, what? You were just mad at him 2 minutes ago.
that's that's just like she teleports around. Just like we
That's
need her here. Like we
basically,
need May.
yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Patty
Uh-huh.
found this out. Do you know who May, the actress who plays May?
Hmm.
We've seen another movie with her
With her?
as the actress. Do you know what movie?
Really?
Yeah. And we've
Eh,
talked about it on this podcast.
what?
She's super young in Police Story.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. I'm scrolling through the movies that we watched. Um, dang, that's a tough one. Oh, In the Mood for Love?
Yeah, she's the main actress.
What?
Yeah, I was like, whoa. That
Oh, that's
Patty
crazy.
was like, did you like can you tell? I was like, no, she looks so young.
Yeah.
And it's like granted, like this is 1985. I don't know
Hmm.
how old she is at this moment, but then it's like 2000 when In the Mood for Love comes out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's like what? That's a long time. I'm not gonna do math right now. I haven't even had my full cup of coffee.
No, that's
But
wild though. I did
yeah,
not. Yeah.
it's crazy. Like to know that too, where it's like I was like not saying that her acting is horrible in this movie, but her acting gets astronomically crazy better. Like I don't it's because I like In the
Yeah.
Mood for Love, I think too much. But I feel like that movie just shows off like how good someone can like portray a character.
Yes.
And I was amazed. But granted, you have like more than 10 years to like perfect your
Yeah.
craft and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, she teleports around. Like she pops up as like, is that her?
Yeah.
Like what's like I thought she was mad.
Where
Like
did you
same
come
thing,
from?
like she's mad. Like she was mad at him, right?
Like, yeah, there was one moment where I'm like, isn't she supposed to be with the tow truck people? But now she's here? Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Maybe
Like,
that's one downside. I couldn't really think about like a downside for this movie,
yeah.
but maybe that's one downside. Like just like continuity. Like when does all this stuff happen? Like and like how long is this all going on and
Yeah.
everything?
Things are just running wild. And you're like, has it been 3 days or has it been 3 months?
Yeah, right.
The only dislike I really had was like, it was pretty much what you were saying. Her acting, this the over, or it was helpless. It felt like they were the two women that were in the movie were helpless,
Yeah, that's true. It's like
like
but
overly dramatic for no reason.
yeah, it almost comes with the times, I guess. Like also
Hmm.
like granted back then, like the woman character was always just like the damsel in distress and stuff. Like we're
Yeah,
talking about like Mario, the Mario movie before this, and typically Peach is like the princess at the end of the road that like, oh, I can't like help myself.
yeah. Not in this
So
movie.
Yeah. but but yeah, it's like it's I'm glad everything kind of went away from all that stuff and everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, these two portrayals of just kind of people that need help and stuff is sometimes can be over the top. But you got
yeah.
Jackie Chan just kind of taking the stage, so
He's like, I got it. I'll fix everything.
yeah,
It's good.
I'm a superhero, right?
I will protect everyone. We're good.
But yeah, I couldn't really think about anything that it doesn't bode well to what I give as a rating, but
Hmm.
I can't really think of anything like it's just like no matter what the story I think can be stereotypical. Like, but granted, is it probably because like we've seen so many like cop movies and like
Yeah.
action movies now that we're like, oh, this is pretty much like the template that they had back then. But to think about like Jackie Chan, like yeah, I don't know how many movies he's directed, but like
Like a
this is a
million.
pretty good like showcase of some directing.
Hmm.
He knocked it out of the park with that three times going down the going down the light pole and everything. That's pretty good.
No, but I agree. I didn't like I have like the helpless woman character as like a dislike because it was just so strange because we grew up in this time. Like I think if we grew up in the 70s, 80s, we'd be like, oh yeah, that's just how the characters are. But
Yeah.
since we're growing up now, it's like, yeah, it's weird. It's not the typical movie character. Other than that, yeah, I didn't really have anything I disliked or that I overtly disliked.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I don't know. I watched it on HBO Max, but I was surprised like how good the picture looked. I don't know, like
Yeah.
because like we've seen like sometimes like they upscale movies from like the 80s or even before that. You can still see some graininess and stuff and some like
Hmm.
distortion in the film. But this movie looks really good. And I don't know if it's like the color tone that they chose.
Hmm.
Because it has like a cool kind of like overtone to it. And I don't
Just
know if
something
that
about
adds
film.
yeah, and I don't know if that adds to like how good it looks now with
Yeah.
kind of a upscaling.
For some reason, I like that look, that little bit of cool tone instead of like the warmth that everybody tries to add to their movies now.
Yeah,
There's
right.
something about it that I'm like, yeah, I like that.
It looks because even the indoor shots, like when he goes and tries to rescue the girl at the like the house when she's all tied up, like
Oh yeah.
that indoor shot looks good. It looks
Hmm.
sharp, and because the colors are not so dramatic, it has like that kind of blue hue to it,
Yeah.
and it just looks good. And I think the shadows, like the shadows, come out really good with it, and but yeah, I think that was surprising to me too. I was like, oh, the 1985 it's gonna be streaming to me. It's gonna look like shit probably,
And
but
then you watch it
we
and you're like, oh man, this is nice.
yeah. My Patty was like, we should like start listening to Quentin Tarantino's podcast again. And I was
Hmm.
like, no, that guy has like a film studio in his house and everything. He watches like things that like on the actual reel and everything.
Oh yeah. They probably just send it to him like, hey, check this out.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's an archive video or like version of it. Please do not destroy
Only
it.
for Quentin. It's like,
Yeah.
ah, all right.
But let's ask you this:
Mhm.
would you buy this movie for your personal movie collection?
I don't know. I think this is another one of the ones I would have to watch again. I enjoyed it. Like it was a fun watch, but I would have to watch it like at least one more time and be like to actually make sure, like, okay, this is something I would want to buy.
I get that. Yeah. Hey, it's like this month we kind of have like a martial arts theme to the movies we're going to be watching, and I kind of want to see is this the movie that I come out of this month that I want to go buy after watching a few more and stuff. Right now I would say I wouldn't be too sad or too bummed out by buying it. It's like I'm never bummed out by buying a movie, but
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be bummed out by like spending my money on this and stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
right now I can see myself buying this movie. Um, but I want to see what other movies would probably force me to think I'm gonna buy that movie.
Okay.
Right now it's probably a yes, but I want to see what
Yeah.
movies we watch down the road in this month to
Hmm.
kind of like take over that.
Take the cake.
Yeah, true. But
What was what did you end up rating the movie?
I gave it a solid 3. I was like, this is a solid like
Yeah.
action movie 3. Like there's nothing
Actually,
complex about the story. There's nothing crazy about the acting and everything. There's not too much dramatic things about like the acting and everything. They're not like really going above and beyond the
hmm
need of what's kind of going on in the movie. But the action sequences make it a fun ride and everything. Like the just the general sense of like you're watching Jackie Chan at like his prime. Still, he's
Yeah.
like 60 something years old right now, and he's probably still in his prime. He's much better shape than me, probably.
No, he's
Wait,
70 something right now.
is it? Yeah,
That
I
dude's
don't
yeah,
know.
the 30 back then, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think a solid. I took it as a solid 3.
Okay. Yeah, actually I rated it the same. Like
Yeah,
I enjoyed the movie. There wasn't anything that like stood out, like, oh, this was amazing or oh, this was terrible. It's kind of like that middle ground of, yeah, I would watch this again, but it's not something I'm gonna go and run to the streets and say, watch it. This is the greatest movie ever.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. But if someone's looking for like, I want to watch a martial arts movie, or like, what Jackie Chan movie do you recommend?
Yeah,
Other than Rush Hours.
exactly. You
I
gotta you
think
gotta put
Police
that in
Story.
there.
Yeah, like I just saw Police Story. That one's a really
Yeah,
good one.
like check it out.
That's true. Yeah, I on Letterbox actually, they kind of have it at a 4.2, I think,
Oh wow.
and which is like I'm like I try not to. I don't look at that before I do my rating, because I
Hmm.
never want to have that judge my or like dissuade my rating of the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but yeah. So all right, Kai, my dog's gonna start barking soon, probably. But you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. I'm Kai.
And I'm Jason, and we'll be back next week for another one.